Arsenal keep on winning. And this defense as of right now is the best defense in Europe. That defense looks unstoppable. Three things in life are guaranteed: death, taxes, well, depending on what country you're in, taxes, and Arsenal keeping clean sheets. 2 games in the Champions League, 2 clean sheets, 1 win, 1 draw. You play the Europa League champions at their ground, come away with a draw, and tonight absolutely bodied PSG. I don't care. People will say no Mbappe, no Messi, no Neymar. They're still a very good side. They've still got Vitinha. They've still got Lee. They've still got Barcola. They've still got Kolo Muani. They've still got, Zayn Emery. There's a lot of talented players in there. And tonight, Arsenal, another fantastic performance, another win, another clean sheet. I don't know what else to say about that performance. Very, very good. Make sure you go down. If we get 1,000 likes, let's be a bit ambitious. 1,000 might be too much. If we can get 1,000 likes, that would be absolutely glorious. Make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button. The road to 30,000 subscribers is well and truly on. We are nearly at 26,000, which is just genuinely unreal. So big up to every single one of you. Make sure you go down and support the channel. Let me know your thoughts on the game as well. When I looked at the Arsenal lineup tonight, I knew what the game plan was. PSG, very technical side, got some good players in there. Vitinha, Neves, Zayn Emery. You got the likes of Fabian Ruiz. We saw how good he was at the Euros. You got Incensio at from Madrid. Skriniar, good centre-back off the bench. But you look at that back line of Mendes, Paco, Marquinhos, and Hakimi. I thought Hakimi had a really good game. I like the approach from Arsenal. They're happy now. They trust themselves in the bigger games to let teams have more possession, knowing that when they get them chances, they're going to take them. And let me tell you something about this Arsenal defence. It doesn't matter if it's Timber, Ben White, Calafiori, Kivior, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko. They know what the assignment is, and they are all Gabriel and Saliba. This centre-back partnership, as of right now, is the best in Europe. I don't care what anyone says. Virgil van Dijk is absolutely world-class. But these two, as a pairing, you got the likes of Diaz, you got the likes of Rudiger, you got Virgil van Dijk. But this pairing is simply breathtaking at times. Saliba is the ultimate Rolls Royce. You can't press him. He's press resistant. He's fantastic on the turn. He's too strong for you. He's too fast. He's brilliant in the air. And you've got the absolute nuisance of Gabriel that will just be in and around you. You've got no time to think. You've got no time to breathe. You've got no time to move. He's on you like a tramp on hot chips, all over you like a rash. As a partnership, they complement each other so well. And when you sprinkle in the likes of Calafiori and Timber, they're keeping a clean sheet without Ben White now. This Arsenal defence is genuinely a joke. 2 clean sheets in the Premier League. Sorry, in the Champions League. I think they've got 3 already in the Premier League in 6 games. It's genuinely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. They go 1-0 up around the 20th minute. Kai Havertz has got 5 Premier League. He's got 5 goals in all competitions. And I think people have got to put a little bit more respect on this guy's name. He's a very, very good player who pops up with a lot of goals. Leandro Trossard puts in the absolute ball of dreams. Lovely weighted ball in between Paco and Marquinhos. Donnarumma comes out. Now, if you're a goalkeeper in that moment and you're coming out, you have to guarantee yourself to get a solid hand on that. When you got a player of Kai Havertz's aerial ability, very, very good in the air, holding the ball up, spraying it out wide. He's got a lot of qualities, but one of his best qualities is in the air. We've seen him score countless headers from corners. And tonight, the ball goes in from Leandro Trossard. The weight on that pass, absolutely majestic. And there is Kai Havertz. And it's a very clever header. He doesn't head it down into the ground with power. He doesn't head it into the roof of the net. He lifts it over Donnarumma. He's anticipating that Donnarumma is going to come out, and he knows he's going to beat. Donnarumma is not a small keeper, by the way. He's like 6'5", 6'6". He's a big guy. He beats him to it. He kind of I don't know why I'm doing heading reactions. He kind of lifts it over the goalkeeper, and it goes into the back of it, and it's a fantastic header. And I think they got the goal at the perfect time because PSG have been renowned to have a lot of techie ballers. They're very good on the ball. They're very good in possession. They've got a good shape. But the one thing they haven't got at the moment is an aerial dominant centre-back. Paco's not great in the air. Marquinhos is not great in the air. The one that is good in the air is the likes of Kimpembe. And of course, he was out for the game. I think he's got an injury. I think he said, someone said it might be an MCL or an ACL, whatever it is. He was out. And they knew that. And they went a lot of crosses into the box tonight. And Kai Havertz got on the end of it. The second goal is a bit of a madness, to be honest. It's a free kick deep, kind of towards the touch line, probably about 35 yards, maybe 30 yards out. Saka whips in a dangerous cross, and it's driven in low. He's travelling towards the PSG goal. Both Trossard and Partey swing at it, and obviously Donnarumma is probably anticipating that those players are going to make contact with it. And for whatever reason, I don't know whether he doesn't gamble to go to the ball or the fact that it's a mess up from, Partey and Trossard. And it just goes into the back of the net. And Saka's been awarded the goal. The effort kind of travels straight into the back of the net. It's whipped in with pace and power. And they go 2-0 up at half time. And I'm like, do you know what? That was it. As soon as Arsenal got that second goal, I thought PSG might show a bit more fight, a bit more determination. They've got a lot of players that, can really good in possession. Vitinha's class. But they don't really have anyone up front. Desiree Doué, very good 1v1 player out wide. Barcola's got individual qualities. I think he's got 7 goals so far in Ligue 1. It was a strange one why they didn't start with Kolo Muani, because I thought Kolo Muani going up against Gabriel and Saliba is a lot more of a physical battle than Lee. Lee's got a lot of qualities. His best qualities is his pace, his physical attributes to kind of beat fullbacks. But as soon as I saw Lee up against Gabriel and Saliba, it was an absolute walk in the park for them defensively. They resorted PSG to only 2 shots on target. Yes, they had more shots than Arsenal, but Arsenal had 6 shots, 5 on target. The second half, there was a couple of substitutions. Straight away Arsenal took off Timber. I don't know whether that was because of an injury. So they put Calafiori at right back, Kivior at left back. If that wasn't an injury, then it's just a tactical change. They're probably looking at the weekend, knowing that the likes of Timber needs to be rested for that Southampton game. Whether that's going to be Ben White or not. The substitutions from Luis Enrique was made a little bit late. If I was in that position, I probably would have brought in Fabian Ruiz, who we know is a fantastic player. We saw him at the Euros. We know his strengths. And maybe brought in Kolo Muani earlier on because he was a threat. He is a very good player. And then they gave Mikel Merino a debut for Thomas Partey. Probably a good sort of game to bring him in. You're under control. You're winning the game. Defensively, you're strong. You're holding the ball in around midfield when you're on possession. Bringing in Merino at that time was probably the best time to bring him on. For Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey's, the other side of 30 now. Probably need to give him a little bit more rest from time to time. Jesus come on for Trossard. And that was really it. And obviously, at the very end, they gave Miles Lewis-Skelly a game who looks like he's a top talent coming out of that Arsenal academy. And Arsenal, 4 points in 2 games. They currently sit 8th. Considering they've played Atalanta and they've played PSG, I think that's a very good start into the Champions League for them. At present, they've got a lot of winnable games, I'd say. But Barcelona obviously lost their first game. They won. Bayern Munich has yet to play. Dortmund have scored 10 in 2 games. It's a very competitive Champions League so far. But they're level on points with City. They're level on points with Inter. They're level on points with Sporting. They've got to play Sporting as well. I think it's a good start for Arsenal. Goal difference is going to be very, very important this year. And we know how strong that Arsenal defence is when it comes to keeping clean sheets. They still haven't conceded a goal in the Champions League. And I want to look at their next 8 games because this is absolutely huge for them. They've got a run of games where they play Liverpool, they play Newcastle, they play Inter Milan. But it's the run of games up until then. They are due a battering. They are going to batter someone soon. I thought that would be Leicester, but Leicester, do you know what? Fair enough. Arsenal took their foot off the gas and they found a way back into that game. James Justin with an absolute brace of dreams. I think they will go out and get maybe 2, 3, 4 goals against Southampton. Bournemouth last night battered them. Speaking of Bournemouth, they played them the following game, which obviously is after the international break. And then after that, they got, 3 games in 8 days where they play the likes of Shakhtar Donetsk. They played Liverpool and they've got Preston as well in there. So I think these are, other than the Liverpool game, out of their next 4, 5 games, I think they beat Southampton, Bournemouth, Shakhtar, Preston. That Liverpool game is going to be a real test to see where Arne Slot is at. At this moment in time, I probably would edge Arsenal winning that game. Then after that, they can heavily rest against Preston, probably play a lot of the kids. Wanyeri, Skelly will probably play that game, maybe give Jesus more minutes, Sterling more minutes, trying to get the sharpness up. And then you look at that run of games after that Preston game is where it gets really, really interesting. Newcastle United away, which we know is a tough place to go. They've already beaten Spurs this season. They've got a point off City this season. Inter Milan is going to be the ultimate test because they are so well drilled. They're so strong defensively. They got European heritage. And we know Inzaghi this season, one of his main focuses is that Champions League. He wants to bring the Champions League back to the San Siro. So far, they haven't had the best starts in the league. They're behind the likes of Napoli and Juventus. And then after that, a Chelsea side, which Chelsea will obviously have Conference League football where we know they've got two very good 11s. They'll probably heavily rotate. So Arsenal have to play probably their first 11 3 games in 8 days, which is going to be a big, big test for them. And then there's another international break. But I look at the fixtures they've got coming up. I look at the way they're defending. Look at the way they're scoring goals. Mikel Merino will probably pick up a lot of fitness and match sharpness before then. And then, of course, Martin Odegaard will be back by then as well. So look, it's a very interesting time for Arsenal because they are scoring goals, they are performing, and right now I think they are. I think they're a very, very good side. I'm going to be brutally honest. I think they're doing all of the right things. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you go down, hit that like button. The road to 30,000 subscribers is well and truly on. Let me know your thoughts on today's game, a 2-0 win over PSG. Will be giving match reactions to Liverpool versus Bologna, Chelsea versus Ghent, Fenerbahce versus Tottenham, and much more. See you all soon. Thank you for watching.